to steal a thunder. Wake up at the right time, looking at my lifeline. Don't say you just fine. On and on, we gotta keep it up. We gotta keep it up. Baby, take your time. You got your whole life. Put faith in the sky. On and on, we gotta keep it up. We gotta keep it up. Butterflies, I'm turning gold. Got me spinning around like vertigo. How could I feel so certain, yeah, so ambivalent? When it's time with you, it's so innocent. Blue sky on the back of a Bentley. Got a wrinkle going less with the lavender. Supernovas blow, gotta get a oza, even if I host her.
Oh, we are hanging out a little bit later in the day. It's just after 4 o'clock right now. I just finished up a workout. I did 30 minutes on the spin bike, which it's kind of been a long time since I've done that. And that was one of the best investments I feel like we've made for our at-home gym. Super curious if you work out at a gym or at home. Ever since I switched to an at-home gym, I've never gone back to the gym, which is like kind of wild. So at-home gym tangent, but it felt so good to move. And then I did a lower heart rate. So something that I feel like is really important to remember, especially if you're in a stressful season, that working out is a stressor. And so I'm gonna give you a couple little tips here in a moment to really help you to support your body with your workouts rather than, deplete your body because it is demanding, to tear down muscle, to build muscle, to use a lot of energy, getting your heart rate up. It's a very energy expensive thing to do. And so we want to make sure that we're giving our body what it needs in order to support what we're asking it to do in the movement and the workouts. And so Meester's getting really excited over there because we're gonna go for a walk. So I think he gets so crazy. Like he knows when we're going and he starts doing laps. It's really funny. I'm just gonna give him a few tips and then we're gonna go. I promise. A couple tips real quick. We wanna make sure, number one, that we are supporting our body to do the movement through nourishment, because again, when we are working out, we're tearing down the muscles and we want to make sure our body needs a lot to repair. So our carbohydrates are just like the gas in our car. We absolutely need gas, right? To run, we need it to go. It's the energy, but protein is a structural macronutrient. So we need protein to rebuild. We're breaking down our muscles and we need those amino acids, proteins broken down into amino acids to rebuild and to grow back stronger. So again, our muscle is actually not built in the workout, it's torn down in the workout and then it repairs post-workout. So when we look at our workout nourishment, we don't just want to look at what am I eating right after my workout. And I see that is definitely, something that we can mistake, like that's the only thing that's important, but it's really important, actually, your nourishment around your meals and just in your life in general. If you are active and you are working out, it's so incredibly important to, working out is a stressor. And so it's so important to give your body the carbohydrates that it needs to burn because that's the energy. And so if it doesn't have it, it's going to create more stress in the body because the body needs glucose. Our cells run off of glucose. And so if we're not eating carbohydrate, then we're not giving our body the energy that it needs. And so it's really important to make sure that you are eating substantial meals before and after, and even days after your workout, especially if you are lifting and you're training your strength training. It's really important because your muscles are rebuilding. It's just really important to be making sure that you're eating enough protein and carbs and getting in that nourishment. And speaking of nourishment, so that's my next little tip, is we don't want to just focus on just our macronutrients alone. We want to focus on our micronutrients as well. So there's a couple ways that we can do that. The first one, which is funny because we just talked about macronutrients, but when you are eating, whole foods that are, they are your macronutrients, you can find micronutrients in those macronutrients. So explained that better. You can find your vitamins and your minerals in your food. So, you know, getting in those vitamins and minerals through the whole food form of the food itself. So, you know, strawberries and watermelon and bone broth and things like that, that's just gonna have naturally occurring vitamins and minerals. And so that's really important. But however, you know, living in the modern world, food is just not the same. You know, our soils are depleted and our water is not the same. And so it's really imperative that we support our body, especially if you're gonna be working out, especially now that it's summertime, not just summertime, but like in general, that it's so important to replace those minerals. You know, we're sweating, we're losing our sodium, our body burns through minerals at such a faster rate when under any kind of stress, so including working out. Working out is a stressor. And so we want to just support our body in that and give it what it needs. So I do want to thank Element for sponsoring this video. Element is just an electrolyte drink mix. They are my favorite and they are amazing because they don't add any fillers, any artificial ingredients, any artificial dyes, anything like that. It's everything that you need and nothing that you don't. So you get all of your electrolytes, all of those minerals, and that's really gonna help to hydrate you. So potassium, something that I haven't really talked too much about, but potassium is so critical. It is so important. All of them working together. They work together, they really do. That's why it's so important to have all of our minerals, but especially sodium, magnesium, and potassium. And potassium is actually an intracellular mineral. And so it allows water to enter into the cell. So it's really gonna properly hydrate you. So when you think about, you know, your workouts and just hydration in general, it's so important to add those electrolytes back into your water. We need them for our hormone regulation. We need them for nerve conduction. We need them for muscle relaxation, cramps, if you struggle with headaches, if you struggle with fatigue. We need magnesium to actually help us produce energy. We think of it as just the sleeping, you know, mineral, but it's really, we need it to produce energy. And so same thing with potassium, that actually really is supportive to our thyroid. And so electrolytes are so important. And this is such an easy way to get them. Let me take a sip, hold on. I feel like I've been talking a lot. Oh my gosh, that flavor is out of this world. I cannot run out of this flavor. I will not be okay if I run out. With any order right now on the Element website with my link, so you're just gonna go to drinkelement.com/Cambria, so drinklmnt.com/Cambria. I'm gonna leave the link at the top of the description box. You just click it, and with any of your orders, literally, I love the grapefruit, love all the flavors, honestly, but grapefruit is hands down my favorite. You're gonna actually receive their sample pack. So you're gonna get 8 of all their flavors to try. They are all so amazing. They're delicious. The grapefruit is to die for, and I am low-key devastated that it is a limited edition flavor because it's gonna be gone. It is only a summer flavor, and I'm literally gonna order more. I don't wanna run out. I'm like actually afraid to run out of the flavors. So anyway, yeah, you don't even need to enter anything at checkout. You just use my link. So go grab your electrolytes and support your body, give your body all of the good electrolytes. You know, I could just chat about nutrition and macronutrients, micronutrients, all the things all day long. So, but it is time to actually start on dinner, and I need to take a shower. So gotta take a shower, start on dinner. I've been at my laptop all day long. I actually haven't worked on the book today because I was doing other stuff. So it's really just go time right now in life. But anyway, let's go have a nice shower. There's nothing better than a post-workout shower.
Walk into the place, dispatch you from a ways. My heart, it started racing.
Nice and fresh and clean after the shower. I didn't wash my hair. I'm gonna do that tomorrow, but took a nice rinse off and it was wonderful. I love my new body wash that I've been using. It smells like eucalyptus. I've been using it actually for a while now, and it's just, I feel like I'm at a spa. I feel like I'm at Glen Ivy. It's my favorite place in the world. One of my favorite places in the world. Mendocino is probably my favorite place in the world currently. But anyway, so I was inspired to make this drink from a woman named Noelle. on Instagram, and I think she calls it the pre-breakfast drink or a cloud drink, or maybe it's both. But anyway, I've been really wanting to try it. She makes it sound so good. This is just a fun way, again, to just get in that choline. Choline is literally essential. We need choline, and choline enables and allows our body to produce a neurotransmitter that helps us with our mood, with our nervous system, with our muscle control, everything like that. So it's critical. We don't want to be deficient in choline. So this is a really delicious way to get in choline, and it's actually really, really good. Perfect for post-workout too. And you know, protein, carbs, fat, even minerals. I added a little bit of salt in there. So it's really good. I think the vanilla coconut sugar really added that delicious, you know, that extra rich vanilla. But I've been waiting to make this drink because I think I attempted it one other time, but it was so difficult for me to whisk the egg yolk and the coconut sugar together that I was like, there's no way that I'm gonna have just the, you know, patience in my everyday life to like regularly make this. So I actually found this handheld whisk that's kind of like a milk frother, like a handheld milk frother, but it has a whisk attachment. So I'll link it on Amazon for you. That's where I got it, and it's amazing. So cheers to that, and let's continue on with our evening, get a little walk in for Meester, and then figure out what we're gonna make for dinner.
Nothing like your smile in the morning, linings on your cheeks. 'Cause baby, in your absence, life is boring, so I'll never leave. It's easier to love when it's you by my side, shining through the cracks like the first morning light, feeling like a child through the days and the nights, living in your arms as years go by. It's easier to love, oh, oh, easier to love, oh, oh. There's nothing like the way that you adore me. I can feel love from miles away, and the light in your eyes tells me stories of life in a more perfect place where I wanna stay. It's easier to love when it's you by my side, shining through the cracks like the first morning light, feeling like a child through the days and the nights, living in your arms as years go by. It's easier to love, oh, oh, easier to love, oh, oh. If the sky is falling down on me, you'll be the one that's by my side to lift away from me. And if I find myself in reckless days, you'll be the one to pull me back into reality. Nothing like your smile in the morning, following the linings on your cheeks. 'Cause baby, in your absence, life is boring, so I'll never leave. It's easier to love, oh, oh. It's easier to love, oh, oh. Easier to love, oh, oh. Easier to love.
I don't like roads like this anymore. Okay, I would say this. I think this is a lot more
Intense than Big Sur.
Way more intense.
I
than Big
do
Sur.
too. I
thought
completely agree.
First time I've been on Big Sur, I was like, ooh, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
But after a while, I've gotten used to it. But this is on another level.
Because there's no guardrail.
I don't like that. I like to be safe and sound. I like to be on flat ground. I don't like to see signs that say rugged, rough road, watch out for rock slide and cattle.
And cattle. Yeah, this is a different
I don't
thing
like
than
to
Big
see
Sur.
patches in the road. I don't like to see where they clean up dirt debris from a previous landslide. I don't like that stuff. I don't
Look
like
at this
it.
corner.
I'm joking. Oh gosh.
Oh my gosh, whoa.
I am a wimp. Always have been, always will be. I don't like it. It's beautiful. Yes, I like when they reinforce the walls. That's a good sign. My toes can breathe a little bit. They're like, turn up the air conditioner so I can dry off my sweaty hands. I'm a wimp. I'm embarrassed by it, but
Are you?
I think there's some strength into confessing that I am a wimp.
You're so cute though.
So long silent movies, the quiet dances on the screen.
Glad I told you.
So long burning slowly, smelling sweat and kerosene. And all the actors on the stage are rolling cigarettes and whispering so low.
Wow, wow, wow.
Call my parents up, tell them I'm not coming home.
We made it.
So long silent movies, to waking early, staying late. I think I'll head on down to Reno and try my hand at real estate. And I'll fix up a Cadillac and find a girl who likes to dance so slow. Call my parents up, tell them I'm already home.
Yeah. Okay, well, now that Maester's nice and comfy, this second manuscript is due in a few weeks, and I have not got very much writing, hardly done at all being back, just because I've had so many other things to get done. So I literally just, the schedule is clear. I actually rebooked. We're going back to Mendocino. I'm so excited. It'll be like our summer vacation, but I'll be writing, which will be super fun. I honestly love it, and I feel really happy writing there. Thank you for your patience in the coming weeks, just because this manuscript is really, it is just gonna be full on. It's gonna be full on, but it's gonna be so worth it. And we're gonna hang out so much for the rest of the summer, and it'll be kind of a crazy fun summer as well, because right when that gets done, I actually need to recertify for my nutrition coach through the National Academy of Sports Medicine, and then I need to keep up with my certification and get my continuing education units for my actual personal training license. So you have to continue, you have to continue your education, just like it sounds. I'm gonna get my corrective exercise, so specialization. So I'm gonna be doing that, and that is gonna be very exciting, but that's definitely, it'll be fun. It'll be fun to bring you in those study days. I feel like studying is very different than writing. Maybe you'll know if if you are a writer, if you've had to do projects, school, things like that. Writing, because it's a creative work, it's just very energy intensive, and it's just different. It's different than studying a material. Studying can be, very exhausting as well, but I don't know, at least for me, when I am learning new information, yes, it can be tiring, but it's like, I know what I have to learn, and repetition and learning, it just, not that it's easier necessarily, but I guess it's just a different kind of brain power, do you know what I mean? Whereas with writing, you are crafting a message and trying to communicate and have your words reach you, inside, you know what I mean? And the writing isn't, again, just like a paper, it's a devotional. So little book life update. I was thinking about in this season, in past seasons of my life, in previous seasons, I feel like I never gave myself permission to just be, to just be in whatever season that I was and allow taking care of my body to be supportive and helpful. For many years, fitness and health was very much internally. Internally, I felt the struggle all the time of I didn't feel like I was enough, and I was constantly internally feeling like I couldn't accept myself externally. I couldn't internally look in the mirror externally and, approve of my body. And I always felt like comparing myself to others, and fitness and health used to be very performance based. It was very much, I can be happy with myself if I do this, and this. And it was very structured. It was very rigid. It really wasn't very enjoyable to me, but it's just always a little bit challenging for me to share, just because I do want to be really mindful and respectful. And also I have no, oh my goodness, we were in high school, we were like 14, 15 years old, because it was so intertwined with my friend. It's just difficult for me to share, because I always want to just respect, nothing but love and grace. And honestly, I do look back and I honestly thank God for what was meant for evil really did turn for good. I mean, it was such a dark period of my life, but I look back and I see that God was with me, even in the choices that I made that weren't, even for my own best interest. And I thought that they were, and I thought that it was good, but I was just going down a path that I didn't even realize I was really making a mess of myself and my life. And yet God was still with me, and he never left me, even though I really just made choices that I didn't know, I honestly didn't know. And then it kind of was not too late, but once you're in it, then you're kind of in it. And then you just think, well, maybe I just should keep going. And then you kind of solidify, your heart kind of solidifies its choice, even if you kind of know this probably isn't the right thing. All that to say is I just really started out health and fitness just in a really, I guess that's a really good way to put it, honestly, was just a really rough takeoff. And along the way, I definitely encountered plenty of obstacles and issues, and just, it spilled over from my workouts onto my plate. And it just really took me down such a windy, crazy road. And I was just thinking about all of this as we were actually going on our Mendocino trip. We left late in the day, and like I said, if you watched my last video, we decided to take the coastal route, and the road, I didn't realize, got really, really bumpy before it connected us over onto the one, which the one is a very dangerous road as well. It's, literally this like 2-lane highway that goes right along the edge of California's coast, and a lot of it is cliffside, and especially if it's night, there's not necessarily guardrails everywhere at all. So anyway, it's already kind of, they literally have t-shirts that say, I survived Highway 1, so it's not that bad, but you don't really necessarily want to be driving it at night with no lights and all that kind of stuff. And I was just like, ooh, really uptight, and really just not able to relax, and very nervous. And I don't really usually get like that on drives, but it was so dark and we had no reception. So I was like, if anything happens out here, your mind just starts going, And so we were out there and we made it through, we got through. Here I am. But I was thinking back on that, and it just, because of the nature of just the physical situation that we were in, it made me think back to just my early days with taking care of my body and health and fitness. Because when we were there, I was just writing, and I got to the end of the week and we did a lot of just exploring and, little hikes here and there, but it wasn't anything crazy. But I just got to the end of the week and I felt so full, and I felt so at peace, and I felt so nourished and just so well. I felt a wellness inside truly of my soul that gave me so much just peace. It's almost hard to even put into words. It's like an exhale of the soul. And I was thinking about how you know, before that would come through if I did everything that I needed to do, if I got in a workout, if I didn't eat this certain food, then I could be at peace, you know, then I could rest, then I could relax. Or I felt that obligation, that just like, I have to do this. It was never really a get to, it was kind of a I have to do it. And while there is a place of discipline, of course, in our lives that we want to, you know, we're not going to always want to do the things that we don't want to do. You know, I just felt so different. There's a kind of nourishment that comes from being at peace and just knowing that, you know, your body and your workouts and what you eat or don't eat, all of this, that part of wellness, it really is, it's a part, it's not the whole thing. And there is we're so complex, you know, and so a lot of the times, you know, we can look to our plates and we can look to the mirror to try to fix other things that are going on in our lives. And it's never going to be able to make us whole. You know, a bite of food is never going to fill our souls or lack thereof. You know, I really hope all of us can get to a place where we can say it is truly well with my soul, and not just a wellness that, you know, comes from this, even our own internal ability to approve of our external bodies. It's just not where it comes from at all. I know that we're going to go through times where we're just feeling a lot of turbulence, for going with our plane analogy, but it just really feels like, am I ever even gonna land? Like, am I gonna be okay? And what I wanna say is, you're gonna be okay. You really are. And I want you to know that even if you're in a place in your life right now that just feels very tumultuous, it feels maybe even just very dark, and it feels like, where is the light at the end of the tunnel? And am I ever gonna make it? I remember feeling at one point, I truly felt in my bones, like, I don't feel like there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And I just want to promise you that there is. And actually, the light is with you every step of the way. And he's never left you, and he's never going to leave you. If there's anything that I've ever learned about Jesus, is that he really does walk with us. And that's always been very comforting to me. And so even in the times where I couldn't feel that, I couldn't feel him right next to me, I can look back and confidently say he was always there. And that's what gives me assurance for the future. And so I just want to encourage you. I hope that brings you some comfort. Like, it's been such a comfort for me and my soul. I pray that you would be in good health just as your soul prospers. I just really can't think of a verse that I just feel like is for me to you more than that. So I love you. Little chat tonight. I'm gonna go pack.
But I swear I've seen my share